big drop coming or in it now?
Well, I just mean that the art-driven things brought a lot of excitement to the space, and that's really a supply and demand concept. Whereas utility is where now the bottom fell out,
right?
And now we're all rebuilding from the core bottom into like a nice curve, so that 2, 3, 4, 5 years out, the NFTs are going to affect every single industry more from a structural, smart contract-driven utility standpoint, not just business school.
That's good to know. I'm gonna follow you. You're a smart fella. I'm gonna follow you. Yep. Ready? All right. So Ed Vincent, festivalPass, CEO and founder.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. How's the mic? Okay. Ready? All right, guys, so we are here at the last day of NFT.nyc. We tracked down Mr. Ed Vincent, founder and CEO of festivalPass. You could think of it as a really cool NFT drop that's going to get you access to all sorts of events. Let's hear a little bit about it. So could you tell us a little bit about festivalPass? What will people be able to do if they purchase one?
Sure. I think a little context might help. As festivalPass itself started as a Web 2 company, and it's a subscription marketplace for live events. And what that really means is people would be able to pay a monthly or an annual fee to be able to get credits and use those credits to redeem for over 80,000 live events. Those events are anything from concerts to sporting events to Broadway to festivals to anything you really want to go to in the live event space. And by having a membership, you get credits and you can redeem those credits. So that's been an ongoing business, and I think that's important to know. Just like in any kind of NFT environment, there's really a few aspects that make a successful NFT, and one is having a core underlying utility that already pre-exists from an ongoing business, as well as having a fully doxed team and experienced people that are going to be around for many, many years, and I can get into a lot of that.
So for the people that don't know, what does doxed team even mean?
Oh, sure. Just meaning that we're letting everybody know who's behind the NFT.
So you're not anonymous like Satoshi?
Correct. We're not anonymous at all. We provide LinkedIn links right in our NFT microsite that explains it's not only just myself. We have a whole team behind us. We have investors that have been around, everybody from the CEO of Alamo Drafthouse Movie Theater to the co-founder of HomeAway VRBO to numerous other people that have invested in our company. So we're going to be here a while. There's no possibility of, in the NFT space, people call them rug pulls or whatever. We're building for the future, and we're using Web3 technology and NFTs as a path to really fully Web3 enable our business.
So talk to me a little bit about the NFT. Is it a generative art collection? Is it a video? What does the drop look like?
Sure. So I think you and I were talking a little earlier on the difference between a utility and then a little packaging that might go around it. So it is a generative collection, a generative art collection, but the core part of our NFT is the underlying utility. So anybody that owns this NFT will immediately have access to the founder plan on our site in perpetuity forever. So what that means is you buy the NFT, you mint the NFT, you immediately get the token that you can attach your wallet to our website, and then you'll immediately get the equivalent of about $1,200 worth of credits to use to go to any of these 80,000 live events. And we also have hotels on the platform. So you could actually redeem your credits to over 600,000 hotels globally. So it's another aspect what you can use the credits for.
Now that's really cool because I get to go to a lot of events as a media member and to cover them, but to get access to entertainment, to comedy shows, to F1 races, or any of these awesome different types of live events, it still has a ton of value for me, even though I have several hundred events under my belt. So I'm just curious, what brought you to create this business?
Yeah, I mean, for the core underlying business, the Web 2 business, I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years, and I've built and sold multiple businesses in the past. It really started, my first business was an e-commerce business, so I really loved understanding how people can buy things on the internet. Then I had an agency, about a 70-person agency that was an experiential marketing agency. So we would bring a lot of big major brands to large events and festivals and do some integrated marketing and experiential marketing on site. I ended up owning a couple of film festivals. We helped launch the Vail Film Festival in Vail, Colorado. I ended up owning one in the Dominican Republic. And I just loved live events. Fast forward a little bit, I had a SaaS business in a franchise, a multi-unit space that I sold, and I really enjoyed having a subscription be part of a business model, the recurring business model, which obviously with festivalPass is what it is.
I think your investors like that too.
True. The investors like it. It helps build predictability, and it also helps our business model as we can give away some traditional transactional margin to our members, so they get things cheaper because they're willing to commit to a monthly subscription. And so it's a win-win for everybody. Our business can grow faster and more predictably, and the member gets things at a much better value.
Yeah, I think the value is fairly easy for anybody to understand. Especially if the purchase process around the NFT is something we can get like more general consumers to go through. That's really cool, and this is a great way of really bridging like Web 2, like in real life events with all of this like Web 3, decentralized, economy. So with that, and there's so much regulation coming and all these changes, and the market is down. So with all this, I guess, turbulence right now, what are you most excited about in the next, 6 months?
Sure, I'm excited for us to launch this NFT, right?
When is that coming?
Coming within the next 30 days, the public mint will happen. We'll be going through the allow list in the next few weeks, and then anybody that wants to get on the allow list can join our Discord, and there's some ways you can get on the allow list. So what's fun about the NFT is by getting these out into market and giving some ownership back to the community, it really creates this excited, really core group of fans, right? I think I was sharing with you last night, I went to one of Gary Vee's restaurants, the Flyfish restaurant, and what was kind of cool there is, there were dozens, if not 50 of the NFT holders for a future restaurant that they're building, and they're just so passionate about being part of that connected community, and I love that. And we want the same thing for ours, where our NFT holders can get passionate about going to live events and sharing those experiences with others, and they'll be meeting up when they want to go to a concert, or they'll meet up when they want to go to a sporting event or a comedy show. And the other cool thing about our NFT is you get immediate utility by getting this $1,200 every single year in tickets, but we also are creating these really, really special quarterly events that I call bucket list events, that only NFT holders can go to. And what that means is there will be something like a top artist, music artist to do a show for like 500 people, really intimate and small. Right. Or it might be going to a hockey game at Madison Square Garden and being able to be in the luxury box and then hang out with the players after. Or it might be a celebrity chef creates a meal for 50 NFT holders. So all these like really cool bucket list things will happen only for those NFT holders, and we see that as a way to continue to give back value, not only just basic utility, but really special, unique access you can't get anywhere else.
That is really, really amazing. So I have a question for the event side of things. If I'm producing an event and I would love it to be part of your program, how do I list my event into your system?
Sure. So we have a partner program. One of the easiest things to do is to go to the website, and there's a section for partners where you can actually send it in for approval. So over time, we're going to do more and more of, I call that the long tail side of accepting events onto the platform. We've done a lot of work to build partnerships with inventory from many, many places. So that's why we're able to have over 80,000 events currently on the platform. But yeah, over time, we're going to continue to get more of that long tail. So if somebody is, holding their own beer and brat festival, in New Jersey, like maybe it's happening down the Jersey Shore, and they want to have exposure to our hundreds of thousands and eventually millions of members, they can list it, and they just have to agree to allow credits to be accepted for it, and then we'll pay them out separately.
Very, very nice. So now when you're home with your family, maybe parents or grandparents, and you're updating them on your work, do they get what you do, especially when the Web3 stuff comes up, or how do you explain what you do or help them understand?
Sure. So on the Web3 side, I have 3 daughters, 16, 14, and 9. So the 16 and 14-year-olds obviously love going to live events and concerts and all that kind of stuff. So they totally get that side of the business. But the more and more I share with them about crypto and Web3 and NFTs, they continue to be more and more interested. At first, they're like, well, I don't understand it. And then I explain to them, this is how you can understand it. And I think a lot of times when somebody just dives in and picks a project that is interesting, even if it's at a low-cost project, just the act of holding it, creating a wallet, and then holding it in your wallet allows so much learning. So one thing I did with one of my oldest, the 16-year-old, is we went out and we looked at a couple cool collections. I think if I recall correctly the name, it was like Fierce Females. It was a collection based here in New York of all these like animated models that even walked the runway at Fashion Week as NFTs. But that was kind of an introduction. I said, hey, take a look on OpenSea, choose the one you want, and I'll buy it and put it in your wallet for you. And it gives a little bit of exposure so that the more they can get into it, the more they'll understand it.
Wow, I've asked that question to almost everybody. You're the first person that actually said I helped them set up a wallet and make a purchase, and that's how I teach them about it. Yeah. I've heard lectures, and sometimes I just give them a sentence and then it never comes up again. Sometimes they say as long as you're eating and you have a roof over your head or don't care what you're doing. So that's awesome. I like that approach.
We even have, from the consumer side on our website, we have a section called festivalPass University, and it's all about teaching people how to onboard into NFTs. So it goes through videos on how to set up a MetaMask, and it goes through videos on what is an NFT. And part of it is because our community of millennials and Gen Zs, everybody thinks millennial and Gen Zs tend to know crypto, right. But we all know 90% of the entire population doesn't even understand it yet. So what we try and do is onboard people in a way where they can understand it and they can say, wow, I get it. I can actually go to all these events, own an NFT that gives me all of that access, and then I still have a digital asset that I can resell at a future date. I think that enables people to get it in a real tangible way. And the one thing we will be doing is we are going to allow people to mint with a credit card in order to help onboard people more easily. Of course, once they onboard with the credit card, they're going to have to move that NFT into a separate wallet. But what it allows us to do is take the time to educate them and not have them miss the opportunity to purchase when it goes for a public sale. Because I know too many people, they see it and they're like super excited, and then they go to try and mint it and they realize that, oh, it's going to take me 10 days before I can set up a wallet, get some ETH, move the ETH into my wallet, and then realize that the opportunity is already gone by the time they get there. So this way they can buy it, and then we'll help them set up a wallet after fact.
And that's a very powerful tool as well. That's amazing. So for the consumers who want to be early in the ground, signed up, get on that friends list, what should they do? Sure.
So the website for the entire collection is family.festivalpass.com.
Okay.
Pretty easy to remember. Just we're all a family.
Description.
Family.festivalpass.com, and once they go to that site, they'll be able to find all the links necessary to join our Discord, join our Twitter, and in our Discord, there are many ways that they can take some activity, like following us on Twitter and being active in the Discord. That will give them allow list spots. So the good thing is, and the one thing I didn't share, is because we're doing a 10,000 collection, we're doing it in tranches. So we're doing 1,000 at a time.
Okay.
And what that means is the first 1,000 are going to be cheaper than the second 1,000, and they'll be cheaper than the third 1,000. So by the time we get to the 10th tranche, they'll be more expensive. Yep. So anybody that really wants to get in early, they're going to get a massive deal by joining now, going to the Discord, jumping in, getting on the allow list, and if they mint in the first tranche, I don't know exactly what it will be by the time the 10th tranche goes out, but it's likely to be at least double by the time the 10th tranche happens.
It's awesome. So being an early bird is great. Being a super early bird is even better.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Vincent. It was incredible.
Appreciate it.
All right, if you want to learn more, Festival Pass. Take care.